Now, I know it don't look like it, but this is a really steep grade. We're climbing from, I believe, 7,000 feet elevation all the way up to 12,000 feet elevation in a pretty short time.
So far, so good. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to be careful on, is not to bang my
GoPro unfortunately flattens out a bunch of the trails, rocks, and exposures and all that stuff. But overall, the CFmoto, it's incredibly torquey and powerful up in elevation. It really did this entire thing with like no effort whatsoever. And keep in mind, we're just like, explorers checking out the scenery and stuff like that. I kind of wanted to see how much of a power loss with the cforce600 had up in elevation versus the Polaris 570. A while back ago, I did take the Polaris 570 on this trail, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. Keep in mind, this 600 will possibly turn into a small 400cc with this thin air thinning out. But in this case, I only noticed a very small, tiny power loss. Like the motor and just the way it's set up did incredibly well. Keep in mind, you lose power as you climb up in elevation.
Look at that scenery. Wow. That's pretty. Here's where it gets interesting. Woohoo! Rocks! Rocks!
Anyways, I have the CFmoto on low so I don't burn my belt on this very long hill climb to the top. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's like, oh, that's not a hill climb. Believe me, there's tons and tons of short burst hill climbs all over Colorado, and of course those look steeper because it's a short burst. But once a very long, never-ending hill climb like this, the video really makes it look like it's just a normal steady trail, but it's not. It's just a long climb all the way to the top. But regardless, the CFmoto had tons of power. It never struggled, and I didn't really have to give much throttle for it to really deliver. I do know with the Polaris 570 out on these mountain ranges, there are quite a few parts where I had to give it full throttle, and we're talking about the Polaris 570. We had to give it full throttle in order to, steadily climb the hill and stuff like that. And this was back when it was actually new. Now the cforce600, I'm not sure if it's because of the revvy nature, but it just kept pulling. It never really... It always responded when I gave it throttle if I wanted to. I did not want to push too hard neither on this trail because we're so far away from civilization that if I had to be towed back or something happened, yeah, it was not going to be a good day. Not to mention the path that we were on. This little loop that we decided to take takes about 10 hours to complete, and we wanted to be back by night. So we just didn't want to risk anything crazy and stuff like that. Anyhow, great overall machine, super reliable as of now. Keep in mind, I do rent this unit out. I might make another video regarding the rentals and how reliable the CFmoto has been, but no complaints so far. Little things here and there, but honestly, it has been a proven machine. I think I will not hesitate to buy another CFmoto. The only thing I am wondering about is like the top end change on the CFmotos and stuff like that, just because of parts and everything. While the Polaris, it seems to be more readily available and more, I guess, more straightforward. I'm not sure how the cforce600 is, but once we get there, I'll let you guys know. But anyways, be sure to subscribe if you like to check out our trails and the updates of our machines and stuff like that.
Yeah, one wrong move here and you're done.